Imagine. Imagine a world of total darkness, a deep black abyss. You can see absolutely nothing. Then faintly, far off into the distance, you can make out a small speck of light. We will call that light energy. As all energy does, the speck of light seeks to expand itself, and it spins and whirls in dazzling splendor, ever expanding until its brilliance takes on an intense, electrifying power. This boundless display of power whirls and spins with such a force that small sparks begin to fly from this explosive vortex of energy. As it continues to increase in size and brilliance, spinning faster and faster, the sparks are flung further and further into the darkness. Energy is moving with such momentum that sparks fly still further and further into the darkness. The little sparks are hurled so far into the darkness, they become so distanced from one another, they lose sight of each other, and they begin to feel all alone. And more importantly, they have lost sight of their original source, energy itself. They begin to associate with the darkness, their fears, isolated and all alone. Trembling in the darkness and their fears, they begin to build a protective shield around themselves. And we will call that shield man. Hiding in their shields, they are terrified and seeking something or someone to make them feel better. One little spark, although living in a shield of man, had an enlightening moment. He stopped running and hiding, and he looked within, where he saw a small speck of light. A quietness of spirit came over him, and he knew. He knew that he and all the other sparks had lost sight of something they always were. They were seeking a place they had never left. They were seeking what was within them all along, the true self, their authentic self. Every one of the sparks surrounded by the shield of man was all one of the same with their original source energy. That elusive place they were seeking to go, the union they were lusting for, dwelled within them. The spark within each of them was one of the same with their original source energy. Once they stopped focusing on the darkness and their fears and looked to the light, the spark within, the energy within them would expand and disperse the joy and the warmth of energy out into the darkness. Their glow would expand, lighting the world with an expression of love they had hungered for ever since they found themselves afraid and lonely in the darkness. The little spark was so filled with the exhilaration of this knowledge, he began to expand, and his light was seen by many as he grew and shared his wisdom. He found as long as he remained connected to energy, he had all the power energy had to offer. He could tap into that which was his by birth, by heredity. Many of the sparks heard him and saw his expanding light, and they asked him, "What is so different about you? Why are you not frightened of the darkness? You are so bright, so warm, so filled with strength. How can this be?" The little expanding spark told them all of the power of energy that lived within each of them. He assured them that all they need to do was to look to the light within. Some of the sparks heard his words, and they took them to heart. They began to expand their light to exhibit the power of energy. Experience taught them that wherever they placed their thoughts, their consciousness, it expanded. All they needed to do was to look to the light within, rather than to the darkness outside of them. They unleashed their power and began to create, to expand, to accomplish. Spark by spark, they connected. Expanding beyond our fears, beyond the darkness, looking within, we find our spark. Simply stop, remain still, look within, see your spark, unite with your light, your energy source, your power within. Open to your limitless potential. Feel the peace, experience the joy. Let your spirit soar. Allow your spark to expand and shine brightly.